primary ignition.
Hey, this is Marty Matulis. I play Vane on The Mandalorian, and you're watching the Virtual Cantina Network.
Welcome, citizens, to another night of Clone Wars Revisited, and it's going to be Season 2, Episode 3, right?
3, yeah. Children of the Force. This is kind of a dark episode. not gonna lie.
Yes, it is a little bit creepy.
Cad. He has no qualms about anything, that guy.
Nah.
But
a little Andorish kind of episode.
yeah.
But how are you doing tonight, Ashley?
I'm good. I'm just kind of tired, and as you can tell, had some technical difficulties. That's why we're a little bit late today. So we're glad you guys have joined us. How are you doing, Skip?
I was doing good. I was immersed in an episode of Ted Lasso. Oh shit! It's 9:00.
I love Brett Goldstein. He's crazy.
It's been raining like hell all day today here. You know, just not heavy, just steady, constant rain. Gotta love it.
April showers is over.
Yeah, we're in Mayflowers. Where's the Mayflowers, damn it?
The Mayflowers. Give me the Mayflowers.
And where is Mark off gallivanting tonight?
Mark is still in, as far as I know, in Knoxville visiting family.
Oh, that's right.
That's why it's us.
We will continue without him.
Yeah, it's okay. Every time we have to talk about something, Mark just disappears. It's okay. Crucial Andor episode happened last week. Episode 9.
Oh my god.
Where was Mark? Not here.
Yes. 7, 8, 9. I like that whole triad of episode. Of course, 9 was heavy. But
so
you know,
crazy.
I was enjoying all of the build up to it.
Good. That's good.
Yes, everybody's giving me a hard time. Oh, you're liking season 2. Well, yeah, I've told everybody I don't like prison sequences. When they stick them in prison and they've got to figure out how to get out it's not my shtick.
Gotcha. You know? But season 2 has been chaos, and I'm kind of wondering where it's going to go next. Hi, Jeff. Jeff is here. Giving us some technical assistance because I'm still not getting
our arse. He's got to shave our arse now.
Yeah. So we have an announcement tonight. Rebel Scum Con is August 8th through the 10th in Texas, featuring Boonta Eve Special Edition in Frisco, Texas. RebelScumConventions.com. All your information will be there. They're a sponsor. They're hosting Boonta Eve Special Edition. So make sure you guys get your tickets. They're on sale at virtualcantinanetwork.com if you want to go to Boonta Eve Special Edition. It's going to be crazy. There's going to be some big names there, guys.
Lots of big names. And you know, the first Boonta Eve outside of the VCN's direct umbrella.
So Everest Autographs is our official send-in partner for Boonta Eve Special Edition Texas. You can get signed up through them for the send-ins at everestautographs.com. They're awesome. So they'll be, if you can't make it to the event and you want to send something in to be signed by one of the guests at Boonta Eve Special Edition, just go to everestautographs.com.
Cool beans.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's so many good people going. And here's the official information. Rebel Scum Con, August 8th through the 10th, this August at Frisco Conference Center. RebelScumConventions.com is all the information you need, including who's going, which their guest list is stacked. So
Yes. And if you didn't know who was going, then all you needed to do was be here for the watch along last Thursday, because Dave and Jeff and I went through every member of the
yeah.
yes, all godzillion of them.
But I'm telling you, like, if you're gonna do a Star Wars inspired convention, that's the way you want to go.
It's like, okay, if we're going to do the news desk in between the two episodes of Andor, then we need to start earlier. as Jeff is laughing,
Yeah.
I had Dave and I the next morning are like, I texted Dave and I said, I so want to call Jeff and wake his ass up, because he's in sleep mode in the West Coast time.
Nice.
But anyways, yeah, it's so exciting to get going a little bit farther on into season 2 and getting into some more of the layers of the onion, let's say, on Clone Wars.
Yes. Sherry says it did run late last Thursday. Even I was tired.
Yeah, and she's on retirement time, where she can get up whenever she wants and go to bed whenever she wants. My timetable would be all screwed up.
The best. Yeah, so this is the episode we're covering tonight. So if you're gonna queue up your Disney Plus, this is where you want to be. Season 2, episode 3, Children of the Force. Skip, do you want to read this?
Okay, the Jedi must stop Cad Bane when he begins to kidnap Force-sensitive children from across the galaxy to lure them to the dark side as the final part of Sidious's evil plan.
First step is to correcting a mistake is patience. Yeah.
What's that? Patience?
Patience.
I've never heard of this term, patience.
This is probably, like, I remember watching this episode for the first time during COVID and just being like, he's stealing children for the Empire now? Is this the route they're going to go down? But it just, being where we're at in The Mandalorian and like, having kidnapped Force-sensitive children to get their M counts and stuff for cloning for the Empire, it's like a little bit relevant. And so you can see where Dave has kept up with this. But it is a very dark episode.
Yes. Yeah. Anytime you steal the children, of course, some would say that the Jedi stole the children.
Ooh, you want to play that side of the coin?
Yeah, just the other side of the blade,
And also, the Empire is stealing children and recruiting them into their stormtrooper program. Like, it happens on both sides. So.
It's a rather interesting, you can stop and think about it. It's like, okay, Sidious is stealing all these children, but for, generations, Jedi were taking children who, really never had an opportunity to say, no, I'd like to stay with my parents. No, I'd like to go then. And maybe that was a critical aspect of them losing their way. Is that they kept on convincing themselves that this was a better path, this is a better way, instead of letting them develop and like Luke did, grow up a little bit and then introduce them to him and then let them make the decision. It's
the whole, they're too old, they can't be indoctrinated kind of thing. But Osha, she was, she was like 11 or 12 when she wanted to go with the Jedi. So I don't know. Is that a good age? Is like 17, 18 better, like Luke? Or what do you think?
This age of decision is different for each child, depending on their life experiences and what they make a decision about.
Right.
And the whole thing with Osha is that she started out with, I want to do this, but then had the mess of May, setting that fire and her thinking that May had killed her family. And so it weighed on her where she could never really do it. It was quite interesting, that whole breaking down of, I went back and as so many people know, I went and rewatched it just recently. And the different point of views, I think, was the critical and interesting point of watching that story. Is it wasn't just going back in time, like, okay, here's a time, and then they go back to 16 years ago when all this happened, but it was actually the Osha's point of view versus May's point of view versus what was the Jedi Soul's point of view. So I think that as you look at that, everybody's had their own motivation.
Yeah, for sure. Hi, Lori. Nice to see you.
Hey.
Sherry says, did the parents give them willingly, or were they convinced, quote unquote, to hand over their children? I hope convinced doesn't mean threatened, but I'm probably sure that got to a point.
Or guilted into it, or it's
like,
your
don't you care about your
responsibility,
child?
your obligation.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a word.
Yeah, it's like you're obligated to protect your child, and they deserve to be trained properly, and so they can't be corrupted by the dark side, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it got kind of sketchy there for a bit. And as Skip said, on both sides.
Yeah, it was just, it's kind of funny because you get the final exposure of Sidious doing it, but then you think about it and go, the Jedi were up to this for generations.
Yeah, had to start somewhere.
Yep. It will be interesting. So anything wonderful happening in your life?
So just kind of like preparing some stuff, working on some stuff for Tops. Just got accepted onto Stranger Things. So I'll be doing sketch cards for Stranger Things sets to come. Waiting to hear back on Marvel, Disney, Pixar.
Cool.
We'll see what happens there, but I'm excited.
What's the basis of their judging you on stuff like that? Let's take Marvel. You have to supply them with samples and see if you resonate with them.
Yeah, just no MCU stuff, just strictly comic. Unless they ask for MCU stuff, yeah, they just want to keep in the comic lane, so that's cool. But yeah, it's just I'm excited, and of course, still staying with the Star Wars because that's where I started. So I'm excited.
Go where the money is.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. I want to do a Dedra sketch so bad. I really hope they come out with an Andor set. Like, it's just, she's so fun. And Dedra having fun with it. Like, I guess somebody posted here in the celebration group their autographs that they got from Cyril and Dedra, and it said sad Cyril for quotations and smiling Dedra and like parentheses when they got it signed for him. And so it's like Cyril laying on the bed looking all depressed and Dedra giving that uncomfortable smile. That's probably the best two autographs I've seen from this series so far. Yeah, guys, I don't want it to end. Like, do you guys have any predictions for Andor tomorrow night? Like, where do you see this going? Obviously, we know where Rogue One goes, but any last year before Rogue One thoughts, predictions?
It's an interesting because we're supposed to end. What is it? We got 10, 11, and 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of 12, we're supposed to be like moments of before starting into, Rogue One, which is interesting.
Yes, Lori, wrecking my mental health.
Yeah, all of us. It's like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? But I mean, it's one of those ones where you just learn to let go. I've said this before. It's the Titanic of Star Wars. Everybody dies. Everybody that we know what happens to Cassian. We know what happens to so many. K2SO. Let's see who else is in Andor. We know that at this point in time. Bix has made the decision for the two of them, and she's gone off. I heard somebody making rumors. What's her name? Kayla, or the one that was Star Wars is trauma. That's hysterical. Okay,
absolutely, Jeff.
But 5 days or so before R1, which gives which gives Andor a chance to travel to whatever world that was that Jen was on, so that he can pick her up. They can rescue her as K2SO. You are being rescued, or what was it?
Congratulations, you are being rescued.
Dude,
As he clotheslines her.
Slam.
So I think they did confirm that K2SO was the KX droid that was looking directly at Cyril in that episode. So already something abnormal going on with that guy. Not well, we know Cyril, but K2SO, the KX droid, soon to be known as K2SO. Sherry says, newest theory I've seen is Bix is pregnant with Poe as her and Cass's kid. He was from Yavin. Wow, Sherry, I love that theory. Wow,
That would be interesting.
that's really great. Yeah, that was creepy as fuck. That's what Lori says.
Yeah. But of course,
She's just
in
like
Star
looking
Wars,
at him like,
everybody knows everybody in Star Wars.
Exactly.
The
Hi,
connectivity
JB.
sometimes.
JB says we need more K2 and Luthen. Yeah, I'm kind of worried. Like, I want to see how Luthen's going to go out, man, because...
Well, and because he's not a character that we'd heard of before, it's quite possible he goes out with a bang.
And Vel... I have to admit, I totally forgot about Melchi. I forgot that Cassian had given him the blaster, and then that was like a very, prominent blaster in season 1 that was passed to Andor, passed to Melchi, and it was great to see him join the rebellion. And I know he's been, I think he's in the dictionary for Rogue One, so like the character encyclopedia. So that's pretty cool that they got him to come back for this. Lori says Dedra's gonna clip Luthen.
Yeah, the question is does Dedra live, or like I've heard people say, oh yeah, she survives, she gets stationed on the Death Star.
Heard that one being bounced around too.
But what becomes of Dedra?
She had an absolute panic attack. Like, you see her like tearing at her collar, like she's just completely having a breakdown there. But is she too far indoctrinated to
Dedra
back now? Oh, Jeff. Dedra. It's crazy. I honestly, the best case scenario, she gets out and just finds a new life, and just, whether it be join the rebellion or what have you, she does it. Worst case scenario,
she joins the rebellion.
She gives up and just gone. Somebody else said that Edie would kill her for getting Cyril killed. Like, you're the one that put him there, kind of thing.
Well, or she becomes the darling of the Empire. We're talking about how her poor boy got killed at on what's the name of the planet? I can see it in my head. What is that planet where he dies?
Gorman.
Like he becomes a poster child of Gorman, and Edie goes around, playing up how she suffered so much, because that would play right into who she was.
Mm-hmm.
It would be interesting. Edie, the maniacal mother that she is.
Lori says she bought a Dedra 75 Topps Chrome autograph and a Mon Mothma auto at a card shop last weekend. So excited. That's amazing. That's a great pull. And those are only going to get better. I wish Denise would go to Rhode Island Comic Con. That would be amazing. Denise and Kyle.
Well, it's a pretty big show. It's got a lot of pull.
They've announced some amazing Star Wars guests last week. Amon Esfandi. We get Ezra Bridger / Jabba the Hutt. Let's see. Who else we got? Sorry, I haven't looked at this in a while.
Oh, and didn't the hotels go live?
Oh yeah, they went live today. So if you're going to Rhode Island Comic Con, you can get your hotel blocks.
Yeah, well, you better get them fast because the hotel right next to the con is already booked.
Oh, the
booked room.
Omni, yeah, it goes so fast. Brendan Wayne from The Mandalorian, he will be there. I said Amon, Rosario Dawson herself, Ahsoka. She'll be there. Diana Lee Inosanto, I love her. Katie Sackhoff, of course. Dennis Lawson. I'm really excited about Dennis Lawson being like a big, like, I love the pilots. I love, I thought Wedge is a great character. I loved him that he got to continue in Rebels. That'd be really great to meet him. Jonas is going to be back. He was there a few years ago. Really nice guy, very tall guy. So if you want to meet Chewbacca and Kelnaka from the Acolyte, he'll be there.
Kielbasa.
Kielbasa. But yeah, it's a great crowd for Star Wars Week. So, among other guests, it will be great. And of course, vast contingent of the VCN crew will be there, as always. It's one of my hometown shows. So,
have you seen Thunderbolts?
I have. Have you?
Did you? Yes.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Bob.
Okay,
I think that's so hilarious that he played Bob in Top Gun Maverick. And they've got a meme where they have them side by side going, Bob, just Bob, going back and forth from one character to the other. It's hysterical.
Oh my gosh, he was really good. I wasn't expecting to like him as much, but sorry, Lori. Spoiler alert. Put us on mute. It's been over a week, so we're gonna spoiler alert this right now. But I really loved that it was Yelena's movie. It was about her finding her way post Natasha and like kind of feeling like her family, like her adopted father didn't want her either because she couldn't get in touch with him. And it was just kind of sad, but she was able to tell him, and that was really cool. But oh my God, like the void. Crazy.
Yeah. And I loved how, the whole introduction of Bob, or in other words, sorry, Larry, how we meet Bob or how they find Bob. That's a hysterical story.
Oh, it really is. Like, how did you get in here? I don't know.
I kind of went to sleep,
Louis Pullman, son of actor Bill Pullman from Casper, Independence Day, a bunch of rom-coms, like really awesome actor. If you grew up in the 90s like I did, you saw him.
While you were sleeping.
While you were sleeping, yeah. His son is literally copy-paste. So if you're wondering why he looks familiar, that's why. Same thing with Wyatt Russell, son of Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. It's just how they are. They were really funny. I loved like the interaction between all of them, but I was not expecting that character to die so quickly. I'm sure you know what I mean.
Yes.
Like seconds. I was like, no. What was the point? What was the point of this? I was so like they had one line. That's it.
It was, it was an interesting story. The whole pile into New Avengers and then the whole battling with Sam over the Avengers versus the New Avengers.
Avengers.
Yeah. And then, I kind of, I also, been rewatching a bunch of stuff, and I watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And
love that show.
I really felt like, U.S. Agent had somewhat of a settled story by the end of that series. Mm-hmm. And then I think they punted him back into a, territory because now all of a sudden he and his wife are not getting along. He's a little depressed and so forth and lost in his way. And I thought, well, hold on. He had actually kind of gotten through some of that. And then they sent him back. I get it. It plays to the story, but,
right.
it's like, damn it, why'd you mess with my boy?
I
But
know. That's how I felt too.
you know,
I was like, wait a minute, I thought all this was resolved, but I
yeah,
can.
that was resolved, and all of a sudden he's falling apart again. I was like,
Yeah,
nah, that didn't work for me.
it's probably all the PTSD from like being in such a situation and just being like the face of America's new hero, and then having that ripped away from you. So it's probably like cycle. You know what I mean? Like a cycle. I cannot say that word to save my life. You know what I mean, guys.
And then I, of course, Sebastian Stan with Winter Soldier and
Yeah.
Bucky. That just, I love watching him. I love having him in any superhero story. You know,
Yeah, it
um,
was great to have him be a congressman, even if it was just for like a hot minute before he decided to like not do it anymore and join the Thunderbolts. So
yes, yeah,
I,
but
I like.
it looks like a cool team. It looked like a good origin story,
Mhm.
and so maybe they'll will hit another story, or they'll use all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, my wife is sending something to the printer.
I just want to see like Red Guardian just go apeshit again because that was really fun. Um,
Again, I love it when he gets out of the limousine. Don't go in the vault. She's going to burn you alive. It's
and when
great.
he's like, "Oh, it's bulletproof," and he goes, "Bulletproof, huh?
He said,
Mostly
Masa, ish.
ish."
Yeah,
Yeah,
that whole scene was enjoyable,
I have to say,
entertaining.
the theme with like grief and trauma and it like kind of controlling you and you know self-medicating to get through it in Bob's case, um, and then just being pulled into the superhero world. um, I have to say Val's a slippery one. Like this should have been it for her, but she somehow worked the system in her favor.
Well, and
So
the one death that occurred rather early on was kind of like, what?
yeah.
You would have thought they
She's
were going to keep her in there.
Yeah, she's on the poster. God.
Yeah, it's
So
like what? I thought for some.
yes, Jeff. Bob was trash, just like Forky. Oh, poor Forky. You're trash, like me.
Well, I think we're getting close to, if we've not, well, we
Yeah.
started late, but about time to get our Disney Plus
Yeah, you
machines
guys.
all rattled up and going. Since you're the button pusher tonight,
Yes. We're going to queue up your Disney Plus for season 2, episode 3, Children of the Force, for the Clone Wars. La 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 la. Give me 1 second. Got to find the button. La 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 la. Scrolling. Oh my goodness. I'm looking for the 10-second countdown. There
I
you
can,
are.
I
I
was gonna
found
say
it.
I can do
All
it
right, you
live.
guys. Just 10. All right, guys. Get ready. We're going to start right about now.
Okay, here we go.
You know, my spinning wheel took all that time until like the countdown stopped to actually boot up the episode. I love it. If I hit the button right as the 10-second countdown goes, it's right in the nick of time.
I had the review of last week's episode.
Cad Bane stealing holocrons. Ouch.
I always thought that was an interesting design. Like you flew into the middle of that ship and then you backed in, or flew into one
Yeah.
side or the other.
It's like a giant version of the Phantom. Like if you look at the Phantom too, it's kind of like that.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh. Nope. Really? You just beat up a child?
It is Cat Bane. Let's be honest.
He's stealing children. What am I talking about? Also, Ahsoka's not wearing the tube top in this episode.
Yes. Is this the end of her wearing the tube top?
I believe it is. Here's all of them. Yeah, you're already too late, dummy.
Nice try. He's out of there.
Sad.
Most unfortunate.
Great. So does the council have like a cerebro?
Let's see here. So I've been listening to Star Wars: The Living Force, and Yaddle and what's the other little Jedi Master? The Yariel Poof. Is that it?
I think so.
Um, both play a rather large part in. Oops.
Rhodia. So it's a Rhodian child.
And the future you see, to Naboo you must go.
But he can't serve on the council.
No, no, they did. I mean, you know, um, Sidious definitely played the long game properly.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he knew exactly where to pick because he was much more capable, and they were so worried that if they gave him too much too soon,
Yeah.
you know, and to some extent they were right because his ability to um, well, Anakin's inability to be mature and um, what's the word I'm looking for? You know,
He's projecting.
solidly connected to reality. Um, you know, was definitely what they could take advantage of.
So Obi-Wan.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking that Anakin was going to be in this, but Obi-Wan. Isn't this Naboo? Didn't they just talk about going to
This is
Naboo?
Rhodia. Girl. Really, Obi-Wan? He's like swinging on through.
Yeah, he couldn't have called to the authorities and told them, don't open the gate and don't let Cad Bane out.
So many plot holes.
Of course, Cad would probably have a device that would open up the a gate or the shield, even if he wasn't given permission.
Mm-hmm.
Hack the controls.
Oh, she's back in the tube top. I spoke too soon.
Yep. Google. What seasons did Ahsoka change her costumes?
Yeah. Season 7 for sure, but a force sensitive Gungan.
Hmm. You can see that one coming.
It's a Tuca. Yeah, girl. Anakin to the rescue. Lock that boy up.
Yeah, Gungan, a force sensitive Jedi. Of course, we all have Darth Jar Jar in our minds.
For sure. It's not gonna tell you, Obi-Wan. Come on. It's like good cop, bad cop going on over here. Do we finally get the buddy cop show from Mace and Obi-Wan?
Mace is like, okay, I can play the bad cop.
Yeah. Come on, bang his head on the table.
Send Anakin in there. His mind will change all of a sudden. Yeah, let's use the force to make him talk.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun.
Jedi mind tricks don't work on me.
He's all about the torture. That's dangerous. Stupid Anakin.
Falls for it every time.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that ship look familiar?
Yeah. I was gonna say she gave it a bit of a paint job.
Yeah, well, even you look at the cockpit. It even looks like it in the Ahsoka
Yep.
show. Yeah, nobody else would separate it. They'd bring their Padawan everywhere. Just another sign of his desire to separate.
Yep. And control.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny that Ahsoka ends up being the linchpin to his success or failure. You know, if she hadn't left, or if he'd gone with her, he would have never fallen.
Yeesh. That's a stuff of
Yeah.
nightmares right there.
Yeah, I would cry too if that was sitting on
Oh.
top of me.
Nope. Hologram or not, like that's crapped up. Oh, it's like a baby Kit Fisto.
Yes.
I really thought that said to pee into every corner. Thank God for closed captioning.
That would be funny.
Gotta have that end count.
Not the first time that ship has flown into an asteroid belt.
Mm-mm. Famous last words.
Yeah. Cad's got that look like that cat that ate the canary.
Yeah. Girl. Also, like their entire training mode is like based on this scenario. Come on, Cad, what you slipping?
Yeah.
It's like an escape room. Lasers.
Yeah. Just got to ask the right or answer the right question.
And he just like disappears behind the door, like whoo. World's fattest gonk droid.
Ahsoka has a belly button.
Yeah, girl.
Where could he have picked up volcanic ash? There's only one planet we all know that has a lot of volcanic ash. Yeah, the whole. Yeah, let's have conversations about Mustafar because then we can justify its significant use
Yeah,
throughout the rest of Star Wars.
for later. Damn.
Boom! Just in time.
Always.
The Star Wars version of the whip cracking through the close.
For sure. Does not look very welcoming.
And another version of nanny bots, you know.
Yep. So cold.
Yes, just let's sink into the lava.
Oh yeah, totally fine.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Oh yeah. It's the dark side. Of course, you would know, Annie. Eh. Maybe if we close our eyes, they won't see us. Or our glowing eyes.
We're too late. The babies have been stolen.
Really? You're gonna beat them up with children in your arms? Psychos.
A little bit of misprogramming there.
Save baby Kit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this constitutes as child abuse. Nice save, Anakin.
Yes, yes. Very nice.
After he's like, doo doo doo.
And R2.
Don't worry, we'll rebuild this in a few episodes. No big deal.
Yeah. How many times have they rebuilt that set? Nothing lasts forever on Mustafar.
Nope. None of you saw it.
Mm-hmm.
That's that.
That is that. The children are safe. The holocron is back. All is as it should be in the universe.
And yet,
At least,
people are still uncertain about things.
oh yeah. The evidence of things going awry is all over the place.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But yeah, that was season 2, episode 3, Children of the Force. Lots of crazy Force capers there. And once again, Palpatine not being found out when it's so obvious.
Yeah.
Like, he's right there. You don't know.
Yeah, it was just so. I loved like the book that they wrote right before that took place right before Revenge of the Sith, where there was evidence of Palpatine's wrongdoing that was in this section of Coruscant where they crashed the ship that they saved Palpatine off of.
Right.
You know, it's like all the evidence was destroyed. It was great. You know, it was like just when you think they're going to get close, something happens. And was it Palpatine's manipulations, or did it just happen by accident?
It's always Papa Palpy.
So you got anything special going on this weekend, Ashley?
No, just work. But yeah, just
Same here.
yeah,
Lots
just
of work.
probably going to be recovering by rewatching the entire season 2 of Andor, and then jumping right into Rogue One. I'm not ready. Like, I don't want it to be over. It's so good.
Well,
And it's
don't
so well
watch them all
thought of.
tomorrow. Watch one
I
tomorrow.
have to, because the internet is mean, and you know they'll ruin something.
Yeah.
Like, literally within like 4 days, Marvel put the asterisk title for Thunderbolts on social media, and I was like, I hadn't even seen it yet because I didn't see it on Thursday or Friday. I waited till Tuesday. And I was like, crap.
Yeah, it's got to see it. Got to see it.
So, yeah, I'm definitely not going to be waiting around. No, I'll definitely be watching it.
Yeah, that would have to be between season 1 and season 2 spinoff.
Yeah, I want to see, and we were talking about this on Friday night. I want to see an animated spinoff of Cassian and K2, like what they do in that time.
That would be cool. I would enjoy that.
Just crazy adventures in the rebellion. In case, most importantly, like Alan Tudyk is a voice actor as well. Like, he's voiced so many countless cartoon characters. He'd be right at home with it.
Yeah.
Lori says she needs a Dedra and Cyril spinoff, like WandaVision. Oh, what is grief if not weird, sterile love persevering? That's what I'm gonna say.
It was such a weird relationship.
Oh my god, so bad. I was like, oh my god, he's gonna kill her. He's gonna kill her. And she, like, wow, that was a rough episode. Such a rough episode. But yeah, I'm not fully prepared for that. But what are you going to be doing, Skip?
Going to be working. I enjoyed this last weekend. It was my first weekend. Like we went to Japan. I got back. I had 2 weekends of the Parade of Homes, which means I was in a spec house of mine from 11 in the morning until 5 o'clock at night on both Saturday and Sunday. So I didn't really get any kind of like, oh, let's go have some fun type stuff. So this last weekend was my first, hey, let's go do some fun. Even though I did work. I went out and exercised my Second Amendment right. I went to the target range and blew off some rounds, which also cool. Blowing off some steam.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times. I don't trust myself. Like, it's just,
I've been around them since I was a kid. It doesn't bother me so much, but I do get it. There's a certain level of that's weird when you haven't been around them.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in my 30s, so. Chantel, hi Chantel. She says we need a series on Cyril's mom.
Oh my God.
Oh, her watching what went down on Gorman and uh,
Like a,
just everything going awry and knowing that Cyril is there, like she just knew.
like
So
a little
great.
mini series, of like,
An
5
advice
episodes
column
with
on
her.
parenting. We should do that.
That would be funny.
Can you imagine?
Edie's advice on how to raise good children.
Helicopter parenting. Teacher and Edie, the new odd couple. Um, Denise, I posted this earlier, but Denise Go posted the best picture of Edie and Dedra on her Instagram. And it says, when I say this was a highlight, I'm understating. I love her. Hashtag Mama Karn. Yes, this needs to happen. I sent this to Mark immediately.
Cool. I will have to
Mama
start
Karn.
following her.
Yeah, it's a Denise Go 1. And she's got the check mark. So 20,000, almost 21,000 followers. So if you see it, it's her. Yep, Chantel says, I'm here for it.
Denise, what? Co?
Go.
Go.
Gough. And then the number 1. So she's great.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
One more follower.
Oh, man. So yeah, we get to learn the fate of so many characters tomorrow. I don't know if we'll see Bix again. I'm kind of hoping.
Kind of
We
hoping we
do?
don't, which means that she doesn't die. Because I think if we see her again, she's going to die.
That is true. Oh my gosh. But it's crazy to think that she believes so highly, not only in Cassian, but in the rebellion, that they're doing the right thing. Obviously, she's been on the receiving end of some pretty horrible Imperial actions between the audio torture and the attempted essay by the lieutenant. Like, she's been through some stuff at the hands of the Empire. And the fact that she believes so strongly that Cassian is instrumental in bringing it down to the point where she leaves him because he's thinking of leaving the rebellion to be with her, and she's like, I don't want to be responsible for that. Like, that was really impactful. And it was
I
so
choose
nice
the
to see
rebellion
them
for
not
both of us.
fridge a female character for a change.
Well, and she's so ugly.
What? Oh, that's terrible.
She's an ugly woman. An ugly woman. Bix.
What? No way.
That's called sarcasm.
No. Skip is kidding.
Skip is definitely kidding.
Jeff says these last 3 are going to take it to the limit. I know the stress, but it was so cool to see KTOSO being like, yeah, have I offended you? If not, if I did, I'm sorry. But if not, point that somewhere else. It's really cool.
He has some great lines.
He does. And I hate that the fact that we waited so damn long to hear one of them before the end of the episode. Oh, Chantel. Chantel loves her real life boyfriend. Adria Jonah is with Jason Momoa. For those who don't know, yeah, Chantel's here for it. Yeah, so that is this week's episode of Clone Wars Revisited. So we're going to do a little housekeeping. Tomorrow night, we have the Zoom chat happy hour.
Yes.
Make sure you guys pay attention to the group. They'll be dropping the link in there. And just before a series finale of Andor. And obviously they'll be back in the chat afterwards to discuss spoilers in there. Remember, we have a spoiler ban here in the group, so be respectful. Wednesday night, we have the Return of Daughters of the Galaxy. So it'll be myself. Yes, Jeff says we'll be crying before and after Andor. So make sure you check out the Zoom happy hour. Yeah, Wednesday night, Daughters of the Galaxy with me and Sarah and Mark in the chair if he's back.
Cool.
We'll be discussing the Women of Andor our last bit, just where everybody ended up this season. So it won't be spoiler free. So make sure if you are watching it, you've seen the finale of Andor, you know what goes on. If you haven't, go to YouTube, watch later, but we'll be there. Thursday night watch along, of course, covers episodes 10 and 11 of Andor with Jeff, Dave, and Spencer, and any special
Definitely
guests.
not me.
Not Skip because he needs a nap.
Too
It
late.
was way too late.
Way too late for Skip.
Yeah. And Friday night, of course, it's me, Sarah, Sherry, and hopefully Mark. He needs to come to this because it's just too big to ignore, Mark. Episode 12 of Andor. We'll be talking about it. We'll be watching it. So join us for that. And Sunday, I just want to make sure I am right on this. I am so sorry. Virtual. Hello, Ahsoka. She's like, I hear you're on chat and I want to be in your lap. Yep, Jedi Archives, High Republic Adventures 14 through 17. So make sure you join Mike and Bryce and John for that one on Sunday. And we'll be back next Monday night with a full house.
Yes, we will all be there.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. It was good to be back. Things have been a little crazy, but it's good.
I'm due to miss a show sometime soon.
Yeah, Skip needs a vacation. He's been holding it together for a few weeks.
Yes. Something.
Go have fun. Go deal with post Andor SD.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Clone Wars Revisited. We'll see you guys next week. Long live the Republic.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello there. Hi, I'm Mark Von Olin, the Director of Programming at the Virtual Cantina Network, and I'm here with James Earl Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, I know that one well. I have the high ground if I... Wait, yes. Thank you. Now I have the high ground. And you are watching Clone Wars Revisited. This is the show you're looking for.